So a lot of you really enjoyed my last video, which was minimal makeup. So we're going to stay on the theme of keeping it very simple and light. But meanwhile, in this particular video, it's going to be simple and light, but more of an evening. But bear in mind, it's 11 o'clock, so it has to be day evening. Has to go all the way through. Ryan recently took me to Barcelona, which was so lovely. And when I go to the airport, I always buy myself a holiday lipstick. This is a thing that I always do. So I brought it with me and I'm going to put that on and I'm going to wear it tonight. I'm going to use Erborian pink primer. It's smooth skin, blurs pores and enhances radiance. So let's go straight on to the base. I'm actually filming on my iPhone 15 Pro Max today. Often I use my Samsung, but today, if the colors look different, that will be why. Right, so this is the Clarins Tinted Oleo Serum, healthy, glow and nourishing skin tint. You have to really give this one a good shake, and the reason I'm using it is because you can just use a few drops, just a few drops, and you really blend it in. If you wanted more coverage, you could, but I'm just using it like the smallest amount just to bring me back from the brink. So actually what I'll do is I'll put a couple of drops so you can just see how much. 2 drops, that's all I'm going to use. The colour I'm using is 2, but maybe I should have gone for 1 now looking at it. Let me have a look when I put it on. Oh no, it's fine. So this is one of those products that if you've got dry skin, it's fab, because it's skincare and a little bit of coverage all in one. Because I'm only using 2 drops, I'm putting it on with my fingers because I don't want to lose any in the brush. But to be honest, if you put it on with your fingers, you're probably not even going to use 2 whole drops. Right, next we're going to use the Murad targeted wrinkle corrector, and this is a skincare product, but it's the kind of skincare product I like, which is that it takes immediate effect. So it's not going to have any long-term benefits, but if, like me, you're into makeup and the great things that makeup can do, this is like that kind of skincare product that performs miracles in moments. So it's perfect for photo shoots and things like that. As I'm aging, I have loads of little fine lines through my brows, and this is just a thing that happens as you get old. You might find that they're around your lip line if you're a smoker, or even if you're wherever you express yourself, you may find that you have little lines. Now I have loads here from when I used to sleep on my face. Okay, so what you do is you take a little bit of the product and you put it in the area, and then you use the other end, the other side, the metal, just to smooth it over the top, and it basically smooths the whole area out. It's like a topical filler, if you like. So let me put that back in my makeup bag because I never go anywhere without that. Right, then I'm just going to tidy my brows up. This pencil is $19.99 and the colour is light, and I really like the shade, and it has a spoolie on the other end, so it's really super easy. Only filling in my brows in the area where they either have no hairs or have gaps. Don't put it everywhere, because if you do, your brows will look really done. So this kind of makeup as we get older is more about strategically placing what you need where you need it, rather than doing a full face. I mean, I can get away with a full face, but I need to be much cleverer with it now, because actually makeup at this point, if you're not using it cleverly, is much more aging than not wearing it at all. Okay, right, next I'm going to use Bobbi Brown, and the colour is Stone. I don't know if this is still available, but what it is a cool taupe with a slight shimmer. Now the reason I've chosen this colour is because overall I am much better in cooler shades. Even though I'm a neutral skin tone, I'm a neutral skin tone that sits much better with cooler shades. If you put oranges or sort of very warm browns on me, they're not as flattering on me as sort of taupes and mauves. I'm going to take a big brush and just buff that across. One of my favorite brushes, this one, which is the My Kit Co Ultra Multi 1.7. And then under the eye as well with that. Let's pop some perfume on while we're here. Coco Mademoiselle. Going very retro today. Right, I'm using a small brush and I'm just going to use a little tiny dot where I have a blemish that I need to cover. The concealer I'm using is Huda Beauty. The colour is very good on me. It's Coconut Flakes. Is that the colour? The product is called Faux Filter Concealer. Yeah, Coconut Flakes is the colour that I use. Concealer is one of those things that you have to be quite careful with. Oh my God, I forgot to put my microphone on. I'm so sorry, the volume's going to be awful. In my haste, I've completely forgotten to put my microphone on. I'm going to do it. Hang on. Yeah, so as I was saying, there's so much misinformation, I think, about how to use concealer online, because you see people just take the wand and draw it under their eyes. If you draw on your concealer like that, you will never be able to blend it to look natural. It is way more than you ever could need or use. And it is very unflattering in natural light, regardless of however old you are. It won't look good on anyone if you put that much concealer on in daylight. So you need to use like the smallest amount. Okay, saying that, so now I'm using Nars Light Reflecting Eye Brightener, and I use the smallest amount, okay? So again, very small amount. If you have the Beauty Pie one, that's also great. Just to brighten the under eye. You're really only gliding it from the brush. It's the smallest amount. Not all under eye circles are born equal, so it depends on the natural shape of your eye as to where your circles fall. So some people would have a deep line here and then this bit under their eye might puff out. So actually it would be a really bad idea to put something that's light reflective on something that's already protruding. What you would do with the product is put it underneath where the dent is so that it lifts outwards, and that will make the surface area appear flatter. I use it all the way under because my eyes are deeper. It's flatter and deeper. But if you only had a line where you want to put it where the darkness is, that's the best way to explain it, I think. Now, if you still feel like you need to, you can pop a little bit of concealer over that as well. But again, it is just a touch. And also, the less you put there, the less there is to crease. I always find if you're getting a lot of creasing, it probably means you've got too much on. Next, I'm going to tightline. I'm using a dark grey here. If you find that your eyes look a little bit red as you get older, then warm browns aren't really the way to go. You want to go for something that's much cooler. So a grey is very good. If you feel comfortable enough, you could wear a black. I don't want to put an eyeliner on the actual lid because that's quite the look. Now, if you struggle with this, you can just, instead of using your finger, just hold a brush there and that will just tip up the lashes so you can get in there. This product is Iconic London Smoky Eye Duo Kajal. It's got a slightly thicker one on one end and a thinner one on the other end. I will list all these products in the description box. I mean, I I don't always mention what all of them are because quite often you'll have similar things. This isn't about you buying stuff. I do videos that are about buying stuff, but they tend to be more on my Instagram than here. I'm just going to curl my lashes. I don't know where my Korean eyelash curlers are, so I'm going to have to use these old ones. This mascara is Rare Beauty. I'm going to skip the bottom lashes because I'm wearing a strong lip. Next, I'm going to just powder because I want this to last. So I'm really into this again at the moment, the By Terry Hyaluronic Pressed Hydra Powder. Because powder is your friend as you get older in this area. Because it completely takes out the shine, which makes it much more flattering in that area. What's left on my brush goes under my eyes. If you find that you look too flat and powdery, you can always take that off with a mist. This particular one is also by Terry. This is their Hyaluronic Glow Setting Mist. Prime and set makeup for up to 16 hours. We're going to do the lip, then we're going to come back and decide whether we want anything on the cheek or not. So the lip I bought was Chanel Rouge à Lèvres Velvet in 55 Sophistiqué, which is this very beautiful deep red. Now, one of the things that I find with red lipstick is that when you use a red lip liner with it, suddenly it's very full on and very intense. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a nude lip liner, then we're going to reapply the lip to get like the full opacity of the lip, but sticking with the nude lip liner. So 1 second. So the pencil I've picked to use is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. So using a lighter colour means you can still create the shape of the lip, but it's not going to be so overpowering as doing it with a red. So then we're going to go back in with our red through the centre, and then you can just work it out into that liner. Now I'm just going to take my hair down so I can see what's going on with my hair down, because that sometimes changes things quite a bit. Just going to pop a little bit of highlighter on. I'll use Glossier quartz. I don't want to overload the skin, so I'll put it on with a finger. So the cheek is very much something that depends on your colouring. Maybe if you're kind of warm or neutral warm, you might want to pop a little bit of bronzer on, because bronzer might make you look really super healthy and well. For me, if I put bronzer on, it just sort of sits on my skin and it will look very overloaded. On me, something that's cool is going to be better, which is why I've gone for a sort of silvery highlight. But it's entirely up to you what works for you, really. If I put my jacket on, then it should still work without looking overpowered. I don't know, what do you think? One of the other tips that I forgot to say is that for me, I find that doing less with your hair, if you're going to wear more makeup, makes a huge difference. So factor in the hair beforehand. Like, I don't really do anything to my hair at all. I just let it be. And the more natural your hair looks, the more you can wear on your face. But if you do the both, it will look really super made up. Right. Thanks so much, guys. Thanks so much for joining me in 2023 here on my new YouTube channel. I love being back, and hopefully I'll have more for you in 2024. Okay, take care. Bye.